Mrs. Fetish, you claim you didn't see who switched off the light. Is that correct?
Well, it was dark now, wasn't it?
And Professor Krump, you definitely heard a thud and a harumph coming from the kitchen?
Actually, Colonel Poupon, it was more like a grunt and guffaw.
Excuse me, what exactly does a guffaw sound like?
You should know, Miss Hatchett. You were the last one out of the kitchen, weren't you?
So?
So.
But what is the point of all this?
Mr. Booby is dead.
Oh, thanks. I need that.
Don't mention it, my dear.
Why did you scream?
Because no more Booby.
That would make me scream, too. Now, has everybody noticed the position of the body?
I thought you said his name was Booby.
It is.
You just said body.
Booby is the body.
What about the body?
That's Booby, Hatchet.
What are you looking at?
When we first found him, a very expensive cross pen was stuck in his right eye socket.
He could have committed suicide
With a pen.
by stabbing himself in the eye.
Oh, stabbed in the eye with his own pen.
Where's the suicide note?
There wasn't time for a note. The pen was in his eye.
My, you certainly are bright tonight, sister. Watch it. You watch it. They don't call me the Hatchet for nothing.
But isn't that your name, Miss Hatchet?
I just can't believe Booby is dead.
Why is that fetish hiding something?
Of course she is. You all are. The cross pen is missing. And whoever has it is no doubtedly Mr. Booby's indoor.
What does that mean?
I just admired the way that he played the tuba.
Now that's one I haven't heard before.
Someday when you least expect it.
Aha, is that a confession?
A pretty lousy one if you ask me.
Mrs. Fetish was right about the tuba, though. He was amazing. No one could hit those F notes the way he did.
The orchestra.
I played a tuba or two in my time.
You wouldn't know an F note from a G note.
Don't you mean G string?
You're disgusting.
Making moral judgments, Fetish?
That will be the day.
Let's talk more about the Booby.
Oh, please, take a number.
I'd say lucky 7.
Doesn't make any sense.
None of this makes any sense, and we're arguing over a stupid F note?
I thought it was a G string.
Enough, people. We still have a dead Booby.
We know!
And furthermore, I, Colonel Poupon, know who did it and exactly how it was all accomplished.
You do?
Hatchet, you've had it out for Mrs. Fetish since we arrived at this dinner party. Perhaps it stems from your days at the convent.
Convent?
Exactly. And Mrs. Fetish was the head nun. Hatchet even called her sister a moment ago when she spoke, reverting back to her training. But it wasn't all rosaries and prayers now, was it? Not after you learned of Fetish's dirty little secret. You see, Hatchet learned that Mrs. Fetish turned to God after she spent 3 years in prison for exposing herself to a 13-year-old chess prodigy.
Is this true, Fetish?
I was hot. I didn't see him over there by that chessboard.
Either way, Hatchet hatched a plan to ruin Fetish for good. She introduced her to Mr. Booby, a wealthy tubist, and began to plant seeds of an affair that would drive her from the nunnery for good. What she didn't realize is that Mr. Booby had taken a lover, Professor Krump. That's right. They met at the Russian ballet's after party when they both dipped into the pate simultaneously.
How the hell did you know?
No one loves the tuba that much, Krump. Anyway, Hatchet's plan was ruined and she needed a new one. One that would destroy everything that Fetish has ever held sacred. Murder. You planned this dinner party. You brought the cross pen, and you planned on killing Booby and framing Fetish. What you didn't count on was that Booby would invite guests of his own, namely me, his business associate and friend of many years. You see, people, Miss Hatchet worked for me years ago as a prostitute.
I never.
Which is why I fired you the first night.
Oh,
And upon seeing me, she knew that I knew what she thought she thought she knew.
I'm with it.
You seized the opportunity when Mr. Booby went into the kitchen to fetch you a new glass of wine.
That she purposefully spilled and made it look like an accident.
Exactly. Mr. Booby leaned into the fridge. Somebody switched out the lights.
well, that's a wonderful story. But I don't have the cross pen.
What if we searched you?
I'll do it.
I thought you were gay.
A man can dream, can't he?
It doesn't matter, people, because I have the cross pen.
And that means...
I killed Mr. Booby.
You? But why?
As I said before, we were business associates. Mr. Booby was going to turn all of his assets over to his new lover, Professor Krump. I took the opportunity to take the pen from Hatchett's handbag, and under cover of darkness, I killed Mr. Booby in the kitchen with the cross pen.
Well, I can't believe it. What now?
Now I leave, and I take with me all the evidence that incriminates me. And if the three of you ever speak of this again...
My lord, did you just slay Poupon?
But of course.